Before we talk about Dune itself, there is one thing I want to talk because, of
Yeah.
course, it is very timely. And it might seem like a non sequitur, but it probably is. I want to talk about the first look of David Cornsweet's Superman.
Oh, yeah. I'm cool with talking about that.
Because I'm very curious about... I mean, we've talked a little bit about it.
Yeah.
To really get into it, because now it's become kind of a meme at this point.
Yeah, which I don't necessarily get the hate that some people have for it. I mean, like, I understand why, but I feel like it's kind of an overreaction.
It's definitely an overreaction. Okay, so there are a lot of facets behind this.
Yeah.
The first problem with this image, for some people, is that it's not Henry Cavill.
Yeah, which, like,
yeah.
I understand people still being resentful over Henry getting shafted, but, like, at some point you just gotta let it go.
Yeah, I mean, look at that figure right there.
I'm looking at MODOK.
No, behind MODOK, right there. We have Superman, black suited Superman, right there. Henry Cavill's Superman, which is and that's a beautiful suit, beautiful figure, and everything. I understand why we wanted Henry to come back. And everything, but it's just not happening. So
at some point
y'all
you gotta
let it go.
At some point you gotta move on.
You gotta move on.
And I say this is someone who actually really liked Henry as Superman. I actually still like Man of Steel. Mm-hmm. You gotta move on at some point.
It's time.
I will also say, this is someone also who I think Henry's suit is like the suit that he wears in Man of Steel is probably my favorite cinematic Superman suit.
It's a really nice one.
It's very well designed, and I like the way that it rationalizes a lot of elements of superhero fashion. It makes it feel alien and like something that would exist in that world. I think
true.
It's my favorite. I think my favorite version of the Superman S too.
Oh yeah, no, it does feel very alien. I mean, the whole goal of Man of Steel was to make him feel alien. So I'm completely with that design and everything. Regarding this design with David Cornsweet, I like that it takes elements from all sorts of versions of the costume. You know, obviously there's the Kingdom Come crest.
Yeah, the Kingdom Come crest. It's got the kind of yellow line that some of the yellow outline that kind of some of the older suits have.
Yeah.
Where people have noticed like the collar, and then some of the like the more armorish details are kind of more like New 52 era.
The trunks.
Yeah, I say the trunks, which I'm not a super big fan of, but I can set that aside. I say,
I'm with the trunks. I like the trunks.
I've told you before, like the fact that presumably the JSA exists in this world and existed in the 40s. It makes sense why, because the trunks are something that were borrowed from like circus strongmen, and if superheroes emerged in an era in which the circus was more relevant as a form of popular entertainment, I have an easier time accepting that that would become an enduring part of superhero fashion. And then I can also, because the suit doesn't look like, it's not something that, it's not like, oh, you know, thanks, my mom made it for me. This is not that suit. It looks more alien, like the New 52 one, and I'm fine if they explain the trunks the way they do in, I don't know if you've seen My Adventures with Superman, yeah?
The anime kind of show, right? Yeah. I've seen some of it.
I'm fine with them explaining it the way they do in My Adventures with Superman, where it's something that's added on.
Yeah,
where like Ma Ken is like, you need something to break out the blue. I'm fine.
You
fine
look
with
naked.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that as an explanation. So
I'm fine with that too, especially since the idea of this suit, I believe it's his Kryptonian suit. It's something he gets from there. I like the idea that this Kingdom Come logo.
Yeah, that's just the House of L.
That's the House of L. And then I would really like it if, you know, this suit, it looks damaged in the photo.
Yeah.
If it gets destroyed, and by the end of the film he gets his classic suit, because David Cornsweet has that classic look as not only Clark Kent but Superman.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the fan art I've seen depicting him in a classic uniform.
It looks good.
It looks great. Yeah, it looks great. So if he gets that where it is translated into the S we know it, I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to the photo itself, right? The photo is, I will say, awkward.
Yeah, it's awkward. It's definitely not the conventional like hero pose, and I think people have talked about, like, I think Gunn went with that pose to try and humanize Clark.
Yeah,
which I understand, but it's definitely not conventional.
Yeah, I appreciate what they're going for regarding that vulnerable side of Clark.
Yeah.
It's just not. I don't know. The photo itself is just not doing it for me. It's not what I would have preferred, especially if you're trying to bring confidence.
Sure.
For what will be a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
You got to sell people on, because everyone's been down on DC, especially last year.
Yeah.
You know? We got to really believe that this movie is not going to be in the tone of something like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Which I love, but.
Sure, it's not appropriate for Superman.
Right. I want something that is fun, but also has that hope with it entrenched within it, and it can get dark, you know? It has to be a mixture of a bit of everything, you know? So yeah, that's in terms of the photo. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I would say I have similar feelings. It's definitely not what I would have done in terms of the first image, but overall the suit looks fine, and I expect that even if you think about the way that Tony's suit evolved in the MCU or other characters' suits as well.
Star-Lord.
Yeah, and you say they would make small alterations from film to film, and I expect that the kinks will get worked out as we go from. Even when we go to Supergirl, I expect that you'll see a slightly different version of the suit. Would be my expectation.
Yeah, I wonder if she will also have that crest of the.
She probably will.
The Kingdom Come, which is fine. I'm fine if they ever do Kingdom Come, a proper adaptation of it way down the line, and they bring that back. That has a whole new context to it, you know. And I think that's cool, you know. So by them setting the groundwork now, it's kind of predicting the future almost.
Sure.
You know. Again, I'm not trepidatious. I am cautiously optimistic.
Oh, yeah.
Just because that's the safe thing to do nowadays with things I'm excited for. But yeah, I'm excited for Superman either way. The cast is, I think, pretty amazing at this point, you know?
I just say, I'm very excited to see Miss Maisel as Lois Lane. Yeah.
And especially Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner.
Yeah. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
It's gonna be great.
That's what we've been saying. Yeah. it's gonna be great, Superman,
and not in a sarcastic way.
No, I legitimately think it's gonna be great.